the C++ programming code which run on different operating systems or different computer with or without changes. That is the definition of portability. One module, it can have its own code and it can be run and tested independently. So that is called a module. What are library functions? The library functions or predefined functions are available within the C++ library. Dear students, welcome to Computer Science classes. I am Ravi Kumar KR, lecturer in Computer Science, Vidhyaashram PU College, Temple of Excellence, Mysore. Students, let us start our discussion with the new chapter, that is Introduction to C++, chapter number 7. Now, the weightage of the chapter, there are 2 MCQs and 1 long answer for 3 marks and 1 5 marks question. So, total weightage is 10 marks. So, the weightage of the chapter is 10 marks. Now, in this session, we are going to cover the concept of first one, Introduction to C++, next, features of C++, then character set of C++, and tokens of C++. Now, let us start with history of C++. Now, what is C++? C++ is a computer language. You know that a computer language is a language which a computer can understand. So, in this session, as per your syllabus, you are going to learn a language C++. Now, if you look at history of C++, this is earlier only C programming was widely used until 1980s. And this C++ and before C++, there was a language called C language. It was most popular. It was in use. And with using this concept, this Von Strausser, he developed a C++ language at AT&T Bell Laboratory. And he was working for a company, and under his company, he developed a language called C++ with or from C language. And it is C++ is a superset of C language. What is the meaning of superset of C language? Actually, this C++ language is derived from C language. And here C++, this plus stands for, it is an operator called increment operator. Normally, C language, it was there, and for a C language, and this particular mathematician, he developed or he himself added a new concept, new feature, and make it as a C++. So, in C++ is an increment operator in C++ language. Means we are adding new features or new functions or new library to the C language to make it as a C++ language. Now, it is a superset of C in the sense because C++ is derived from C language. So, the few commands of C language, it works in C++. That is the meaning of superset of C++. Now, let us move on to next slide. And here, this language was called C. Earlier, as it is derived from C, it was C language. Then, it was implemented with the help of C language by Ricky Mastich as C++. Now, the plus comes from the increment operator. That's what I told you in my previous slide. C++ means it's increment operator. And finally, C++ obtained a new outlook in the year 1997. So, it took a final shape with different modifications and changes to a C language. And so, finally, they have come up with C++ is a computer language. So, this is the history of C++ language. Now, let us move on to next slide. Now, what are the characteristics of C++ language? So, here, first one is object-oriented programming. Now, in our previous lesson, we have learned about what is OOPS or object-oriented programming and what are the features or characteristics of OOPS. Similarly, this C++, it supports object-oriented programming concept. That is the meaning of OOPS, object-oriented programming. So C++ belongs to this category. This is one of the characteristics of C++. Second one is portability. As what you have seen, the definition of portability means once the program written in one computer, so it should run with or without change on different computers. That is the definition of portability. Similarly, the program written in C++ or the C++ programming code which run on different operating systems or different computer with or without changes, that is the definition of portability. Next one is brevity. Here, the code written in C++ is very short in comparison with other languages. So, as compared to other languages, the code is very small. Since the use of special characters is preferred to as a keyword, and here we are using a keyword. These are the special words which convey special meaning to the compiler. So, because of this, because of it is the program codes are very short or very small as compared to other languages, so it saves some effort or time for the programmer. That is brevity. Next one is modular programming. Means C++ supports modular programming. Now we have learned in our previous lesson about modular programming, and also what is a module. What is a module? Module is nothing but a smallest unit of a program. It is also a type of subprogram and which are independent. I mean, one module, it can have its own code and it can be run and tested independently. So that is called a module, and the concept is modular programming. So here the several source code files that are compiled separately and then linked together for saving a time. So here we are, suppose if any problem or if we use more than one module in a program, so those module has to be linked or connected together to get a meaningful result or to execute the program effectively. That is modular programming. Next one is C compatibility. So what is the meaning of C compatibility? So here, as it is a C++ is a superset of C language, means it few commands of C or C++ which works in C, or here few commands of C languages works in C++. That is the meaning of C compatibility. Next characteristic is speed. Here the resulting code from a C++ compilation is very efficient due to its duality as high-level language and low-level language to reduce the size of the language itself. So here altogether, because it is a combination of high-level language and low-level language, and it is a superset of C language and takes the compilation is very effective, and so it reduces the size of the language itself. That is speed. Next one is machine independent. So what is machine independent? And the definition is that once a program is written in one computer or one system, it may not run or it will not run on some other system. So that is the meaning of machine dependent. Actually, the programs in machine level language is a machine dependent program. Now C++ is a high level language. So the programs written in high level language which runs on different computers with or without change, that is the meaning of machine independent. Next one is flexibility. Here it's highly flexible language with versatility. The meaning is it is flexible, so we can use C++ language for the development of different applications. That is flexibility. Let us move on to next slide. And here another characteristics, wide range of library functions. And actually, what are library functions? So library functions or predefined functions are available within the C++ library. So it has a vast collection of library functions. So it will reduce the code development time and reduces the cost of the software development. This is another characteristics of C++. Next one is system software development. And actually, this C++ is a language which can be used for developing system software like operating systems or compilers, editors, and databases. So this is the meaning of flexibility, means we can use a C++ language for different applications or development of different types of programming. So this is C++ language is also used for developing system software. This is another characteristic of C++. Now, next one is we are going to see what is the definition of character set and tokens. C++ character set. Now, actually, with respect to programming concept, we treat everything in terms of characters. So, it is a set of characters available in C++ language for programming. Normally, if we talk about characters, here, this C++ supports or recognizes the digits from 0 to 9. So, digits from 0 to 9, and here alphabets, it is A to Z, it is lowercase alphabets, and A to Z uppercase alphabets. So, why it recognizes uppercase as well as lowercase characters. It is also a set of character set, and also special characters. Now, other than these things here, for example, other than numbers or digits from 0 to 9, and alphabets A to Z, uppercase and lowercase, all other characters which are available on the keyboard are treated as a special characters. So it includes all your plus, minus, division symbol, brackets, semicolon, comma, and so on, and even a blank space has a value in programming concept. This is the meaning of character set. So what is a character set? It is a set of characters recognized by the C++ software or the compiler for programming in C++. Generally, these are the character sets. Now let us move on to next slide. This is token. What are tokens? Now, next definition of token. A token is a smallest individual unit in a program or lexical unit. So, if we talk about a C++ program, it consists of so many different parts or different functions and different tokens we can say. So, tokens are nothing but a smallest individual unit in a program, and they are identifiers, keywords, constants or literals, punctuators, and operators. These are all called tokens, means these are all individual program element in a program. For example, suppose if I write a equation A plus B, and here this is A is a token, plus is a token, and B is a token, and A is identifier, plus is an operator, and again B is an identifier. So anything we write inside a program has some meaning. So here, this is the suppose if I write C equal to A plus B, then there is a meaning for this. All these are tokens in a program. That is why it is referred as a smallest individual unit in a program. In this example, in the statement, we can say C is identifier, equal to is an operator, A is identifier, and plus is an operator, and B is an identifier. Suppose if I write, for example, another statement like, for example, A equals 10. In this example, A is identifier, again equal to is an operator, as well as 10 is called a constant. So these are nothing but different tokens we are using in a program. So this is the smallest unit of individual unit in a program. Students, in this session, we have discussed the C++ language and its characteristics, and what are tokens and different types of tokens. Now let us continue our discussion in my next session. Thank you so much.